Lisa, good morning. Let's see. Get that there. Okay, so we got x squared minus 8x plus 11. And it's asking us to give both the exact and the rounded answer. Okay, so we'll do our x equals negative b. So negative 8 is going to make a positive 8 plus or minus negative 8 quantity squared minus 4 times a times c. And that's all over 2a. So x equals 8, and then plus or minus, that would be 64 minus 44, all over 2. So it's going to be 8 plus or minus root 20 over 2. So if we were going to do if we only needed the approximate, I would stop right there and throw it in the calculator and not bother with the simplifying. This question asks for both forms of the answer, so we do have to keep going. Just say, for instance, that we were trying to get that into the calculator. What I would do right there, so remember that's two solutions, and the reason I want to show this is sometimes if this didn't simplify, you would have to do it from this form with this fraction, and the fraction's about to disappear, and it'll actually be easier in a second. But if we think of I'll do the positive one. If this was 8 plus root 20 over 2, and then we have a second answer of 8 minus root 20 over 2. So on the calculator, you would go, where's my on? There it is, and clear. So 8 plus square root of 20. And for that, I'm just using my square root key. Somewhere on your calculator, you should have a button that looks like that. So I'm just saying, just like that, how that's written, 8 plus root 20. And then I hit enter, and that gives me a 12.472, etc., on the calculator screen. And then as a second step, I would go divided by 2. And that gives me 6.236, etc. So this comes out to approximately 6.236. So to 4 decimal places, that 6 would bump that 3 up, and we'd have 6.24 for that first answer. This one does simplify, so I have to go a little bit further, but just to show how you would do that, I would make the numerator into a number, and hit enter, let the calculator total that up. Otherwise, you'd have to put parentheses around it and then divide by 2. That also works. But yeah, just 8 plus root 20, enter, divided by 2, enter, would be your basic plan. But we do have to simplify, so let's get down here and do that step. So 8 plus or minus 20 is a 4 times a 5 under there. So I'm going to bring the 2 out front. It's going to leave behind the 5. And then that's over 2. And then 2 goes into both 2 and 8. So you can kind of think of that as 2 separate fractions, right? So it'd be like 8 over 2 plus or minus 2 root 5 over 2. And I can reduce those 2's, and we get 4 plus or minus root 5. From there, 2 solutions, right? X equals 4 plus root 5, and x equals 4 minus root 5. And so we would chunk that into the calculator just like it is. Depending on your calculator, the keystrokes can be a little bit different. So one thing to check is if there's some calculators, kind of the older ones, where to take the root, you hit the number first and then the root. Most of them are going to go root and then the number. So what I would do is I would try going like square root 9. And if you go square root and 9 and it says 3, that's right. If you do square root 9 and you get something that isn't 3, try going 9 and then square root. So some of the older calculators do that. It's super annoying. If you had to take a lot of roots, I'd probably get a different calculator, like a newer one that does the square root 9 just in the right order. But so hopefully yours is the regular kind. So then you would go 4 plus square root 5. You would type it in probably just like that is written. 4 plus square root 5 should be the same thing I got earlier. Yep, and then so that gives us that's approximately 6.24 rounded to 2 decimal places. And same thing, 4 minus square root 5. And that comes up to 763, so on and so forth. So with that 3, that 6 would stay put, so this one would be 1.76. So without seeing your actual calculator, I'm not sure what more to say on than that. Yeah, I guess holler if you still have questions.